Hey guys and girls, what's going on? It is Rue. I just got back from seeing 3 from Hell. I'm excited as hell. I got a free commemorative 3 from Hell poster given to the first 50 people to see the movie tonight at AMC. I gotta say I'm pleasantly surprised. I didn't think that I would enjoy the movie this much. Number one off the bat, it's just great to see these characters again. Otis, Baby. I'm not going to give any spoilers, but a reduced, minimized role for Captain Spaulding. If you know the story of what happened and why the script had to be rewritten, you know, I'm not going to give the spoilers away, but I shouldn't say that Rob handled it poorly. I think that Rob was a little bit handcuffed. We can put it to it from my perspective. I'm not, you know, I wasn't there. I don't know what exactly happened with the situation with Sid, but I will say that the first half of the movie, which felt like a crime drama, very interesting. During that first half is where obviously Captain Spaulding, Cutter, appears, and the way it was covered, I don't know. Speaking of how this movie plays, it plays sort of like into three different acts. The first act, like I just said, feels like a crime drama. The second act feels sort of like, I would say, a home invasion. By the way, most definitely my favorite act was Act 2, for sure. And Act 3 would be the stuff in Mexico. Who stole the show in this movie? I would definitely say that, first of all, Richard Brake was awesome as Foxy. Great new character. I think Richard Brake is awesome. Just an amazing actor. You believe that he is that character. He really gets into it. And if you've seen him out of character, he's obviously the opposite. He's a very well-spoken, well-educated man. Not to say that Foxy wasn't well-educated. Well, I guess he wasn't. But he's street smart, I guess, or criminal smart. But Foxy, great new character. Otis did a good job. I think Bill Moseley, you know, keep in mind, Bill Moseley is 66, 67 years old. I think when he filmed it, probably 65, 66. So it's been a while for him to get back into that character and got into it without a hitch. I thought he did a very good job. But I think the real show stealer, and this might be surprising because a lot of people give her crap about her acting, I think Sheri Moon Zombie as Baby really stole the spotlight. I mean, I think her character evolved to where it should have been. After 10 years in prison. Now, for those of you wondering, 78 to 88, they were saying it was a 10-year difference. I think it was 88 or 89. 1988 is when this was taking place. So the original Devil's Rejects was in the 70s. They said it was 10 years later, so this was the late 80s. And Baby's character evolved just how Baby's character would evolve if she was stuck in prison. And God, was she batshit crazy and so good, so good. Just really brought that character to another level. They're beloved characters. It's kind of sick to say. It really is kind of sick to say that these mass murderers, starting, you know, the character arc from House of Thousand Corpses, you know, the Devil's Rejects to 3 from Hell. They're pretty despicable characters in the eyes of everyday. Oh, there goes my lights. Shh, look at that. Look at that. What happens? What happens when the lights go out? We still keep doing the review. They're despicable characters in the eyes of the everyday person. Tyler, my cousin Tyler, if you're watching this right now, I kind of feel like Bob from Food Use because there's people outside just staring at me, talking to a phone. I mean, it's 2019. I could be doing FaceTime to my grandmother. All right, my grandmother's not alive anymore, but I could be doing FaceTime to my grandmother. Okay, she wouldn't know how to operate a phone, but you get it. This was not a horror movie, okay? This was not a horror movie. This was a thriller. This was exactly what I expected it to be. There were aspects of, you know, a Western. The closest act to a horror movie was the home invasion part. Shades of a horror movie. Touches, little. It doesn't need to be a horror movie, and it really couldn't be a horror movie because these characters are so beloved. You can't shoot a horror movie when the villain is like the most, you know, one of the most iconic, beloved. The audience loves them. Okay, so Clint Howard was great as Mr. Baggy Britches the Clown. I love this. Not a major part, but God, Clint Howard, that was really hilarious. A great scene. A lot of comedy in this movie. A lot of comedy from Richard Brake, Foxy. A lot of comedy from Otis. You know, I was really well done. If I have any complaints about that, I wasn't that crazy. I wasn't really that crazy about the... What is going on back there? You fuck... Look, can you see the smoke behind me? Somebody's like doing a... I wasn't too crazy about the third act in terms of just comparatively speaking to the one prior to. It was nice to see the characters get a little introspective and a little reminiscent. I love that scene when Baby and Otis were sitting and kind of reflecting on everything. I don't want to say what they're reflecting on because it was kind of like, you know. And then Pancho. Do you hear that? There's... It looks like they have a flashlight right now, so, okay. All right, well, this is weird. Overall, I thought that the stuff in Mexico was okay. It was fun, but it wasn't really my favorite act, which was the middle. The ending was okay. It wasn't bad. It wasn't spectacular and didn't make me cry. But it was, I think it was satisfying from a character standpoint. I don't think it was the best ending. I thought some of the dialogue in this was a little repetitive. If you see it, you'll know what I'm talking about. I think if anything Rob can improve upon, it would be dialogue for his characters. Certain characters could just use a little bit more, maybe mix it up with the insults a little bit. Sometimes they get a little repetitive, and a little bit of the dialogue gets a little... just a little bit monotonous. But overall, I enjoyed it. I thought that it was a fitting ending to this series. And if I were to give it, a scale of, in terms of a star scale, I don't know how you guys judge star scale, I would give it 3 out of 4 stars. I think that's pretty damn good for a sequel. 4 out of 4 I reserve for The Devil's Rejects. I would keep that there. 3 out of 4, damn good for a third installment in the franchise. So thumbs up. There are going to be some people who don't care for this, and that's expected. There are going to be some people who are kind of indifferent about it, and that's okay. But I think overall, I think fans of The Devil's Rejects are going to be satisfied. The only thing I can say that's really going to anger people will be the fact that the minimized role for Sid Haig, Captain Spaulding. All right, guys, that is my movie review for 3 from Hell. I enjoyed it a hell of a lot. I got a free poster to hang up, and I gotta get out of here because there's people behind me burning out in a Walmart parking lot. See you guys real soon. Go out and see the movie. Go out and see the movie. Support horror movies in theaters, because I do. Do as I say, and as I do, but not all the time. But in this case, yes. Just go and check it out.